September is National Pain Awareness Month. According to the U.S. Pain Foundation, more than 51 million people live in chronic pain. As much as people dealing with pain try to keep the pain private, it can impact the way they interact with others and their relationships. This morning, we're joined by Blanca Cobb. She has a master's degree in psychology. She's here to talk about it with us. Blanca, let's get right to it. How can chronic pain lead to some positive changes in a relationship?
This can be a journey that you take together, the person who is in pain and their loved one. It can deepen your connection, your emotional bond. It increases empathy because you can understand how it impacts each of you. Also increases communication because this is the opportunity for you to talk and say, hey, how are you feeling? I just want to check in. How do you think things are going between us? What can we do differently? I mean, so it can really increase that communication. You learn how to manage that pain together. The loved one can make sure that the partner who is living with pain is adhering to any treatment plan or pain management plan. So it's a way of just of following this journey, like I said earlier, together.
I can understand how that bond would be stronger because of something like that. So we talked about the positive impact. What are some of the negative impacts?
It can be exhausting for both people. It can be exhausting for the person living with pain and the loved one who tends to be the caretaker. They can end up with short tolerance, shorter fuse, not as much patience. It's hard to understand if they're not experiencing themselves, particularly like you seemed fine yesterday and now you're not feeling good. They're just not getting it. Sometimes they try all these different things to help with the pain management and it doesn't work. So that leads to frustration because they're like, I'm trying, it's just not effective. And another thing is that sometimes both parties, they're not getting their needs met. Sometimes they can't be intimate, or sometimes one person just doesn't want to be around the other person, just not feeling well. And so they just pull back or they withdraw. Or the opposite can happen because they're in pain. They might lash out a little more, which is atypical. It's not how they typically respond. So it can just cause a lot of problems. And in the end, they feel lonely and they feel misunderstood. So there can be a lot of negatives going through this journey together with someone who has chronic pain.
So if your relationship is on the rocks because of chronic pain, what can you do to repair it?
This is where it's about talking. This is where you just say, hey, look, honey, love of my life, you know what? I'm struggling with this right now. I can see how my pain is impacting us. It's impacting what we can do together, or the opposite as the loved one. Hey, love, this is really hard on me. I'm struggling. I'm not sure what to do. This is where you talk. How is it really, this is transparency, how it's really impacting you. How's it hurting you physically? How's it hurting you emotionally? What do you want to see changed? Talk about your frustration. Sometimes it's just having the other person listen to what's happening and then see what you can do together. The whole point, you have to keep this in mind. It's you and your partner against the pain. You have to keep it that way because it helps depersonalize it a little bit. And then what can you do together to make this better for both of you?
Perfect. Thank you so much for giving us this advice and teaching us some new things today about chronic pain, whether you see it or not, and how to deal with it in relationships. Thank you so much. You can continue the conversation with Blanca on her Facebook page, Blanca Cobb, Body Language Expert.